Hello everyone and welcome to this Python for Automation testing series. In this tutorial, we will be learning about abstraction in Python. So let's begin. So what is abstraction? So let me explain you in a very easy way. Imagine you are going to a restaurant. When you place an order, you don't need to know exactly how the chef will prepare the food, which ingredients they will use, or the cooking techniques. You just know the general process. You place an order, the chef prepares the food, you will receive your meal. So this is basically abstraction in action. You abstract away the complex details like ingredients and the cooking method. You only interact with the main steps, which is order, cook, serve, and don't need to worry about the internal working. Similarly, in the programming, abstraction allows you to define the overall structure of a process without worrying about how each part works in detail. Now, when we talk about abstraction technically, so abstraction is a concept in object-oriented programming where we hide the implementation details and show only the necessary features to the users. So let me go to the notepad here and let me write it down. So basically, is a concept of OOP where we hide the implementation details and show only the necessary features to users. So basically we are hiding something, we are hiding the details over here. So in coding, it helps to simplify the complex systems by exposing only what is essential and hiding the internal complexity. Okay, so based on this, we know that why we need abstraction, because it reduces the complexity and make the code easier to maintain. Okay, now when we talk about abstraction, you will hear two terms. One is abstract class and other is abstract method. So now what is an abstract class? A class that defines common behaviors but cannot be used directly. It needs to be inherited by the other classes to be useful. Okay, and now abstract method is a method that is declared without an implementation in the abstract class. Okay, let me repeat it again. A method that is declared without an implementation in the abstract class, it must be implemented by the child class. So this is the concept of abstract classes and the abstract methods. Okay, so in Python we have a module called ABC. So Python provides the ABC. Basically ABC represents abstract base class module to define the abstract classes and methods. So what we need to do is that we need to import this ABC, is basically abstract base class and abstract method from ABC module. Okay, so now let's dive into the practical example over here. So let me go to the PyCharm over here. Let me create one new file, abstraction. Okay, so what I'm doing this, the first thing is that we need to import, right? So from ABC, import ABC, and we also need to use abstract method. So this is the one, that is one. Now, the first thing is that let's create an abstract base class. And here, let's take an example of automation testing where we need a browser test. We need to open a browser and test, close the browsers, right? So let me create a class and I will say browser test. And here we need to pass this ABC. Okay. And inside this one, now let's create abstract methods. So first abstract method, you will see that we are just defining the abstract method. Okay, let's suppose open underscore browser and let's use this pass. Pass means that there is no implementation, and in order to make this method as an abstract method, we need to use add abstract method. Now it will become a abstract method. Okay, in the similar way, let's create more abstract methods to run the test and close the browser. Okay, so let me copy this one, paste it here, and paste it here. Now let me change this to, for example, run underscore test, and let's go with close underscore browser. Now we have these three abstract methods, and these three abstract methods means that they don't have implementation in this parent class. Now as we learn that the implementation of these methods needs to be done in the subclass or the child class. Okay, now when we talk about the browser, so browser can be Chrome, it can be Edge, it can be Firefox. Now let's implement, for every automation test, you need to open a browser, you need to run a test, you need to close a browser. And now browser can be Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and so on. So let's implement this for the Chrome. Okay, so how I can, now you will see that every subclass will implement their own definition of this one. Okay, so I will say let's Chrome test, and I need to inherit this class here. And now what I will do is that every method will be having their definitions. So I will copy all this code from here and paste it here. Now here we don't need to mention that this is abstract. Okay, so first thing we need to remove these things. Now here we need to provide the actual implementation of this particular method. So right now, just to make you understand, I'm simply going with a print statement, and I'm saying, okay, for example, running opening Chrome browser, and let me copy this one and paste it here and here. So let me change this one. So I will say running test in Chrome, and here instead of opening I will say closing the Chrome browser. Now in the similar way, what I can do is that I can create another subclass which will inherit this browser test, and this subclass will implement its own definition or doing the implementation of these methods. Okay, so let me copy this whole code and paste it here, and instead of Chrome I will say is Firefox. Okay, and here opening I will say Firefox, running test in I will say Firefox. So let me running test in, so basically let me correct this one in the Chrome, and closing the Firefox browser. Now you see that we have created an abstract class, and here we have the abstracts method, and these methods are implemented by the subclasses, right? So this is implementation, this is implementation, this is implementation, and again here in this subclass you see that there's another implementation of these methods. Now what happens is that simply initiate the subclasses. Okay, for example I say Chrome underscore test is equals to Chrome test. Okay, and now I need to open the Chrome browser. So simply if I go with the open browser, then I will say Chrome test dot run test, and third is Chrome test dot close browser. Okay, And if I run this one, you will see that we will get that opening the Chrome browser, running the test in the Chrome, and closing the Chrome browser. Okay, because this implementation works over here. Okay, now in a similar way, let's create for the Firefox, and you will see that it will work with the different implementation which we have done in the Firefox class. Okay, so Firefox underscore test equals to, and here is Firefox test. So here, and now simply Firefox test dot, you see that we are getting all the methods, and now you see that it's giving that it's coming from the Firefox test. Okay, so open the browser, then Firefox test dot run test, and then finally Firefox test dot close browser. Now let's run this one and see. So you will see that here opening the Chrome browser, running the test in Chrome, closing the Chrome browser, opening the Firefox browser, running the test in the Firefox, closing the Firefox browser. So you see that this is how it is easy to implement the abstract classes and the abstract method, and how this abstraction works. So the key points you need to remember is that abstraction allows you to define the steps involved in a task like testing, while letting the subclasses decide how those steps are implemented. This is what we have done so far, right? This is what we have done. So abstract methods is in an abstract class must be implemented by the subclasses. So basically these abstract methods must be implemented by the subclasses. So here we implement it over here, right? And you cannot create an instance of an abstract class. Now let me summarize or give you final thoughts about the benefits as well. So basically the testing process is separated from the actual browser's implementation, making your test easy to modify. You can reuse the general test steps for the multiple browsers without rewriting the code each time. It is easier to maintain and update your code because you can focus on the specific browser implementation instead of modifying the entire testing process, right? So that's why I have created an example in terms of the automation testing so that you can understand how abstractions work. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you like our content, then do like, comment, share and subscribe our channel. Once again, thank you so much and see you in the next tutorial.